Good morning everybody. So today I'm going to do my rice water protein treatment recipe for you all, and I know some of you are going yay because you've been waiting for this for a while. I get asked a lot by people on Instagram and here on YouTube what to do with those bits of hair that are flat or fly away or frizzy and just aren't curling the same way as other pieces of your hair. Some people have it at the back, some at the top, some underneath. Everyone seems to have it in a different place. And I always suggest rice water protein treatments first because it is cheap and it's easy and it's a really good place to start. I think if you've got some chemical processing damage or some colouring damage, Olaplex might be a good option because it's going to be a lot stronger. But if you've just had years of straightening and blow drying, then rice water protein treatment is definitely the thing I would suggest. So today, this is my third day hair. My hair has got quite a lot of build-up. I put too much product on it on day one, but you can see these bits of hair at the front are like not really curling properly in comparison to the rest of the hair. And so it's in desperate need of a bit of a protein treatment. I probably haven't done one in about a month. And so I'm going to show you how I do it because it's just so easy. I use a modified version of the Curly Kaylin recipe. I love her blog. I think it's super helpful. It's got some great product advice and that recipe is so detailed. So I'll make sure to link that down below. She uses a different mask to mix in than I will actually use today, but you can use whatever mask you have. I'll make sure to talk about that bit in a bit. But first of all, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to use Easy Cook long grain rice simply because it's what I have in my cupboard. You can use any kind of rice to make a rice water protein treatment. The key part to it is making sure it goes really smushy so all the protein has come out, so you get a really like cloudy thick goop. It's easier with a quicker cook rice because obviously it takes less time, but it goes smushier, kind of just much easier. Also as well, at the end you end up with keeping the rice, so make sure it's a rice you actually want to eat. So I've got a scant just cup, so about 200 mils here of the rice, and then I'm going to put just 4 scant cups, so about 800 mils of just regular water in here. So then I'm just going to let it come to a boil, turn it down to a simmer and just let it cook until it's absorbed most of the water. As it's coming towards the end of cooking time, you just want to make sure you come and give it a good stir so you can see how cloudy it's getting, how kind of smushy the rice is. This rice is still kind of quite whole, so I'm going to definitely let it cook over its allocated time, which is about right. I mean, you want it to be slightly overcooked rice. Also, don't be afraid to add in a bit more water if you think it needs it. Sometimes, depending on the rice, it's going to absorb that water far too fast. Every rice is going to need a different amount of water. So yeah, just add in a bit more water if you think it needs it. I'm going to take this setup, so a sieve on top of a jug, and I'm just going to strain all of that through there, and I'll show you how I do that. Every time I make this, it comes out a different consistency. So today I think it's probably quite runny, but then the second I start sort of squishing and pressing the rice, you get the more gloopy stuff coming out the bottom, and that always changes the consistency. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep squishing. Can you see how that rice is kind of, there's like no water left in it, and it's kind of gone to this almost like sushi rice. It's gone really stodgy. So that is basically what came off the bottom of the sieve. But when you mix that into here, it just gets really nice and thick and the proper consistency for a really nice hair treatment. So then we have made this really lovely, thick, gorgeous, silky protein treatment, and you can just use that all by itself and put that on as a mask, squish that in as a conditioner, and it is just luscious. It's so scrummy. Or you can add in a deep conditioning treatment to it. So I'm going to add in a bit of this Jessica deep conditioner because I find this a bit too hefty all by itself, but it just adds something extra. Obviously adds the citrus lavender scent as well, which is really nice. It's so thick, this stuff. It did not go according to plan. So as you saw, that kind of came out a bit weird from that deep conditioning tube. So what I've done is I've just whisked it, and it's become this kind of really thick, aerated texture. I don't know, it kind of looks like porridge, but it's going to be so easy to put in your hair. So then all I'm going to do is shampoo my hair completely in the shower, then I'm going to tip my head over and just scrunch all of this into my hair. And I'm going to use the bowl in the shower so I can keep reapplying it basically into my hair, and then I will come back to you. So I'm just going to clip it up because otherwise, ew, and you want to make sure you squish as much of that stuff out because otherwise it will just run down your everything. Then you want to put plastic cap on. Now, as it's actually still kind of warm, I'm not going to use my hot heads, but this thermal hair care mask is super good. You just put it in the microwave and it warms up, and then it will just help any product penetrate a little bit more and just kind of help strengthen that hair a bit more. But I'm just not going to use it today. If you haven't squished enough out, you might want to put a little towel around your shoulders just to catch any of the fallout, and then just sit for half an hour with this on your hair. So it's been the full half hour and I've just taken the plastic cap off. You can see I've got little specks of rice in my hair. So what we're going to do now is just rinse everything out completely, fully, 100%. And then I'm going to style as normal and come back to you. So these are the final results, and I think the results kind of speak for themselves. My hair is super, super duper defined, extra curly and shiny, glossy. It is a teensy tiny bit wet still, so I will say that, but there's no crunch left in there at all. This is just curl, and I can't stop touching it because it feels so nice and moisturized and lovely. So if this video hasn't convinced you to go into your cupboard, get your rice out, put some water on it, boil it up, and then put that stuff in your hair, I just don't know, because look at these curls. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you've liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and yeah, leave me a comment if you have done a rice water treatment or you've done it slightly differently, or if you have any tips to share with everyone else. That would be fantastic. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day. Bye.